This meeting is called to order. Would everyone please rise for the flag salute? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Habercorn.
Present.
Councilmember Owen.
Here.
Councilmember DePamphlis.
Here.
Councilmember McCary. Councilmember McGuigan.
Here.
Councilmember Dill.
Here.
Council President Johnston.
Here. Also present is Mayor Tapp, Administrator Frost, City Clerk Heath, City Solicitor Smith, and our City Engineer Snyder. Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. The agenda for this meeting is posted in City Hall and on the city's website, summerspointgov.org. Welcome, everyone. We're going to start tonight's meeting with a presentation from our Brigantine Mayor, Vince Sierra. Thank you.
If you don't mind, I'm going to set a timer for myself because, some
Thank you.
politicians like to speak forever. I'm going to keep myself to about 15 minutes, if you don't mind.
Howard
Thank
can away his phone.
Okay.
Our timekeeper.
I got my.
I'm the timekeeper, so there's no problem. You're doing that. I
perfect.
trust you, Mayor.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. First, yeah. First of all, I would like to thank our council president and mayor and all of council for allowing me the opportunity to speak here tonight. I'm going to start my timer right here. I'm also joined by Councilman Neil Kane from Brigantine, who came out to support. One of the things that's been really important to Brigantine is educating people on, what's going on with these ocean wind turbines that are proposed for the ocean. We're working on a resolution. We've passed this in Brigantine. 10 other municipalities have passed it across the county. And we're asking every municipality to pass it. But to be honest, one of the things I would like you to do is before you consider passing it, I would like to ask you to form a committee to look at it, to make sure that it makes sense for your community. Take some time to talk to people in the community and see what's right for the city of Summers Point, because that's really how you're going to make the best decision. But our resolution is opposing offshore wind and supporting the county executive and the Board of Commissioners to utilize their various powers, including legal action, to protect the future of Atlantic County. I spoke with our county executive, Dennis Levinson. Brigantine has engaged in legal action against the wind turbine companies that are out there. We've asked the county to get involved. Cape May County has been involved, has filed litigation. Ocean County is going to be filing litigation. We're asking our county to do it as well. Denny asked me to go out to speak with the different municipalities. He wants to know how all 23 municipalities feel about this. So my job is to come out here and educate people. One of the things I say to people is, and I always ask, would any of you agree to clear-cutting a national forest in order to put wind turbines in? The answer is no. Nobody would do that. The ocean is our national forest, and it needs to be protected. The same way we would protect those resources, the same thing we need to do. If these were oil rigs that they were looking to put out in this ocean, everyone would be fighting them. But there's a lot of similarities to what they're trying to put out there in oil rigs. According to BOEM is the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management. This is the federal agency that oversees it. Each turbine is full of thousands of gallons of oil. These turbines are going to leak. They're going to end up in our ocean. It's going to end up in our beaches. The most important thing you can do is to educate yourself on the issue, talk with people in the community, and make a determination on how it impacts you and how it impacts the people of Summers Point. Now is the time to get answers. Once they're built, we're going to be stuck with them. We all agree on protecting the environment and reducing our reliance on fossil fuels. These ocean wind projects don't achieve that goal. BOEM in 2021 stated that these ocean wind projects will have little to no impact on global warming or climate change. So if putting these wind turbines in the ocean aren't going to save the planet, why are we doing it? It doesn't make sense. The information that's coming out from developers and from the state and from the federal government is very misleading. It's about smaller projects, and it doesn't demonstrate the collective impacts of all of the projects once they're completed. In the ocean wind industry's own words, these projects will have major negative impacts to fishing, maritime navigation, tourism, and our local economies. These aren't my words. These are their words. What they say publicly and what is in their documents is very different. And if you ever notice, they don't speak directly. They always have third parties speak on their behalf. And there's a reason for that. They don't want to be held accountable from the negative impacts that come from these projects. So they have third parties. But if you go through their documents, and they're thousands of pages long, and they know nobody's going to read a 4,000 or 5,000 page document, they tell the truth in those documents, and they talk about all of the harm that's going to come from this. A little bit of background. The Biden administration is planning right now to build ocean wind turbines from Maine to Florida, throughout the entire Gulf, and on the West Coast. New Jersey has some of the largest and closest to shore in the world. When people think of these ocean wind turbines, they think of what's in the ACUA yard. Those are 380 feet. They're about a third of the size what they're proposing out in the ocean. What they're putting out in the ocean is roughly the size, somewhere between the Eiffel Tower and the Empire State Building. They're going to be anywhere from 8 to 12 miles off our coast. They're visible for up to 40. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a contrast. In North Jersey, and this is where most of the voting base, if you're running for statewide election in North Jersey, these turbines are 30 to 40 miles out to sea. It will have minimal impact. And I think that that's very important. Up north, they put them further out where it's not going to impact them. Down south, they put them very, very close to shore. One of the questions I get is, why are they so close here? I've heard the environmental reasons why they strategically placed them. I don't believe it. What it comes down to this, for anybody who's an electrician, distance equals resistance. The further you put them out in the ocean, the more expensive it is for these foreign companies to produce their wind turbines, so they're trying to make sure that it's cheaper for them. I can go on for hours about all the deaths of the whales and dolphins, but I'm going to sum it up shortly. There have been hundreds of whales and dolphin deaths. I've been a lifeguard for almost 20 years, a surfer almost my entire life. I've spent most of my life in the ocean. We've never, in the history that I've been alive, and nobody can tell you, seen this many whales and dolphin deaths. One of the things, if you listen, when the state and federal agencies, they say that there's no evidence directly linking this to the ocean wind industry. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's also no evidence that says that it's not. If this was any other industry in the world, these projects would be put on hold, they would be stopped until the companies themselves could prove what they were doing wasn't harming dolphins and whales. I'm going to take it a step further. If there was no threat to these companies harming dolphins and whales, why would the federal government issue what's called takes, Class A and Class B takes? This gives these companies the ability to hurt, harm, kill, and harass whales and dolphins. If they were never going to do it, why would they need permits from the federal government to be able to do so? I'm going to take it a step further. 2018, the Murphy administration joined a lawsuit seeking an injunction against a similar surveying activities by other offshore energy companies. Here's their reason. This is over the harm or potential harm to marine mammals, which could have negative impacts to New Jersey and its citizens. So how come in 2018 the Murphy administration agreed and filed suit that these issues in this surveying activity did kill and harm whales and dolphins, but now all of a sudden it's okay? Are you guys familiar with what happened with Vineyard Wind up in Massachusetts? So there was a turbine up there, brand new turbine, only about 6 weeks in operation. No storms, no bad weather, no issue. Blade broke off. This is actually a common occurrence with these large turbines. Some of the turbines they're putting out there, the technology isn't quite ready. The federal government is rushing these through to get them out there. Blade broke, created environmental disaster. There's fiberglass coming up on the beaches. Their beaches had to be closed down during the busy tourism season. They still have fiberglass washing into their beaches. There's some type of black substance that is leaking out of the turbine that is now showing up in the ocean and showing up on the beaches. Here's one of the problems. You put thousands of these turbines right off our coast, 8 to 12 miles out. What happens when they throw blades? What happens to our tourism industry? What happens to our beaches? Rowan University did a study on this. In 2019, before people really understood or knew the information about these ocean wind projects, there was an 80% statewide approval rating. As myself and groups up and down the East Coast have been educating people on this, the approval rating now is down to 40%. People know that these projects don't work, they're not going to save the planet, and they're way too expensive. One of the biggest selling points is jobs. You keep hearing that this is going to create a lot of union jobs. ABC News did a study on this. When the ocean wind industry came to England, they made the same promise. They promised all kinds of high-paying jobs. The jobs never happened. They never came, they never got them. According to Governor Murphy and Atlantic Shores, local job numbers are a keystone achievement of the offshore industry wind turbine projects. Atlantic Shores website advertised that collectively Atlantic Shores projects 1 and 2 are expected to provide 1,100 direct jobs per year. Now, however, the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities report on New Jersey's offshore wind solicitation 2, dated May 25th, 2021, states that the actual jobs guaranteed by Atlantic Shores LLC Offshore Wind South project are 0 jobs during the wind farm construction and only 88 operational jobs over a 20-year period. So are 88 jobs worth the destruction of our ocean? And that's what I said. The information they put out is very different than what is filed and what is on record, and I think it's wrong. They're promising those jobs, they are not going to deliver. There's going to be major negative impacts to our commercial fishing industry. So in one instance, we're promising jobs in one area while destroying jobs in another area. And if you talk to some of the scallop boat fishermen that are out there now, do you guys know what clappers are? When the scallops come up empty, they call them clappers. They said they used to get them every once in a while. Since they started the surveying activity out there, they're getting huge amounts of clappers within their groups, and they're losing money. Our clammers aren't going to be able to go out and clam the way they used to, because where they're putting these turbines in is all their clam beds. They're not going to be able to go out and do the activities that they needed to do. So this is going to destroy the commercial fishing industry. In England, where they have some of these turbines, one of the problems they're starting to have is, especially with the scallops, they're full of fiberglass. I don't know about you, I don't want to eat fiberglass. Taxes, and this is a big one. The county comes up with its tax payment for all the towns, and they look at the rateable base, they look at the value of each town, they come up with a base, we all pay our county portion. The county is estimated to lose $9.4 million in tax revenue from the shore towns. You take the 5 shore towns, you put these wind turbines 8 to 12 miles out, you're going to lose, and the estimate that we picked is 13%, but they believe they're probably going to lose 30 to 40% of value. You're talking about a loss at just 13% of $2.2 billion for the county in rateable base. It's very similar to the pilot. Remember when they took the casinos out of the rateable base? Everybody else had to pay more money? It's the same thing, and I picked that same 13% because it would be a similar reaction to what we already saw with the pilot, but those numbers are going to be much higher. Same thing with the tourism industry. We're looking at a 30 to 40% loss in tourism dollars statewide from all of this. My town, and I'm sure yours does too, depends on tourism dollars. You lose those tourism dollars, what happens here in Summers Point? What happens to Atlantic County? The New Jersey Rate Council. This is the people's advocate in the state of New Jersey. From them, utility bills in the state could dramatically increase because of offshore wind. They could double or even triple. You think about how expensive things are here in the state now. How do you pay your electric bill if it doubles or triples? They have no idea what's going to happen. Right now in the fourth round solicitation, so they do different rounds for this. So the fourth round solicitation for the wind industry in New Jersey, the state is allowing companies to renegotiate what they charge for their electricity. So they have contracts in place with projects that are already approved. They're allowing them now to renegotiate that so they can charge all of us, all the ratepayers, more money so these foreign companies can make a better profit. As I told you, Cape May County took action. They took it through the courts. Orsted, which was supposed to pop up right in front of them, that project's done. It's not happening. The state is now trying to force them to give up the leases that they have. We believe there's going to be two ways to stop this project, through the election process and through the courts. We're working on both of those. We're looking at damage to the casino industries. You put hundreds of wind turbines the size of the Empire State Building located just a few miles off of Atlantic City, it's going to destroy our casino industry. You're talking right now 8 to 12 miles out. Their construction and operation plan. So this is directly from these companies, and this is from Atlantic Shores. Construction operation plan says that the wind turbines are visible for 40 miles. They're going to dramatically and drastically change the seascape forever. And the only way not to see them is to turn your back. That's sad, and that's wrong. And as I told you, up in North Jersey, they didn't want to do the same harm and damage to their local economies. They put them 30 to 40 miles out. I spoke with the governor's office when this project first came out. We tried to work something out. I don't think they should be in the ocean whatsoever. But if they were going to put them 30 to 40 miles out, all right, fine. Let's try to find a way to live with it. Governor agreed, talked about it publicly. We got to move them further out. They're too close. And if you want to hear the radio recording, I'll share it with anybody who wants to hear it because he said it on the radio. Then all of a sudden, the governor acted like he didn't know what I was talking about. He never said those words. He said them publicly, and that's wrong too. So we've tried everything we can to make sure that there's a way to make it work, but the governor's just trying to ram this down people's throat without looking at any real repercussions. And he said, to quote, he's not concerned with taking them out. He's only concerned with putting them in. They only last, at best, 20 years. There's no decommission plan. They're not sure what they're going to do. So they're going to put them in, and we're going to be stuck. So I'm at my 15-minute mark. I want to thank you for your time. If you have questions, feel free. I'll answer any questions that you have. But I would ask if you could put together a committee to review this. What you have in your packages is a letter that I wrote back in May to every elected official in the county. It's an economic impact study that was done by Defend Brigantine Beach. It's backed up with real data and real information, and it's a copy of the resolution that we've passed and 9 other towns in Atlantic County have passed. The resolution's a little long because it's backed up with real data in case you guys have questions or need real information. So it's not just my opinion, it's what the research says. So again, thank you so much for having me here tonight.
Anyone have any questions
Thank
for
you.
Mayor Sierra? Okay, thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much, I appreciate it.
Thanks, Vince. Thank you.
Thank you.
May I have a motion to waive the 48-hour rule to add resolution number 204 to the agenda, please?
Madam President, before we do that, may I speak, please? May I speak before we vote on that?
Oh,
I'd like to.
about that?
Yes.
Okay, well, you can have a comment.
Yeah.
After I get,
Can I make a comment?
does someone want to make the motion first? Do we want the motion first? Then I'll ask for any comments.
Okay.
First off, I'm not sure what 204 is.
That is the resolution approving a pilot agreement with the affordable housing developer.
Arc Golf Course? Very good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that was already in the plan that we approved 2 years ago, correct?
I guess he's asking, do we have the resolution somewhere?
Everyone
No.
should have gotten a copy.
It wasn't identified when she.
Oh, I'm
asked
sorry.
the 48-hour rule. When she
Oh.
said that, I do have a copy of that email.
was
It was
emailed,
emailed, and it was also emailed by our esteemed clerk's office.
Right.
So I have reviewed that material. I didn't know that was going to be identified as 204.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, it is in here if you want to.
Yeah, it is here.
That was one of these. Okay.
Just for the record, I'm the one that requested that, if he put, that the 48-hour rule be waived, because I was working on this on Tuesday, thought that I would have it done by 5 o'clock, and did not. I should have probably put it on the agenda sooner. It deals with the issue of financing for the housing development and other requirements of submission under application. We went through some great lengths to get a letter out by the mayor, just outlining what we're working on in connection with the pilot agreement. Agreement says the contract between us and the prior owner of the golf course and the current owner now stands in their shoes, but we were obligated, I think it's section 3.32, to support their application for financing for the affordable housing. So I'm requesting as your attorney that we have this placed on the agenda.
They were under a time restraint as far as filing for their financing, and they
I
needed
can
it.
tell you right now that the initial reaction on the financing was, they didn't approve it yet, but they have not approved it, it's double negative, okay. And so I got another email from the attorney, Mr. Chris Walrath, asking if we could definitely get this on tonight, so that you go back and submit the resolution.
And this is for the affordable portion of the development, correct?
Correct. As I indicated, we're required.
Did you have another question?
I'll make the motion to waive the 48-hour rule.
Second.
Okay, any comments?
Yes, I have a comment. To me, this project is rather a large project, and our residents should be afforded the opportunity to speak. I ask that the 48-hour waiver not be granted, and I request that the matter be put on the next agenda with the proper time so that people can possibly come out and voice their opinion.
So this was already approved in our redevelopment agreement with them, correct? Or in the original judgment, the original settlement?
Yes, we are required pursuant to the 2008 agreement to enter into a pilot agreement. And as the mayor pointed out to me, it's a quite lengthy document, and Exhibit D is a proposed form of that redevelopment agreement that was approved by the 2008 council.
And may I speak again?
Sure.
Since this is a pilot agreement that's going to be part of this, many residents don't understand what a pilot is. So by not having this on the agenda and not having people having the opportunity to come out, I think it's not informative to our residents.
Well, this was already done in front of,
Well, really
Council,
what you
correct?
need to do now is just take a vote as to whether or not you want to waive it. If anyone else has a comment,
I agree, Mr. Smith. I think my comment is my comment. If anybody else has a comment, they can make one too.
okay?
refer to
right.
Councilman McGuigan as to procedure.
Well,
Okay.
if you ask, I don't, the only well, I don't even,
Thank you.
you should be asking 48 hour. You should get a council person to sponsor that request, but, you asked, I didn't.
Would you like to sponsor this?
I'll sponsor.
You're-
I will pass
you're
on that.
Technically, you can't.
Okay, but we're already,
the motion sponsored it.
The motion, well, we got a second, now
Yeah.
it's on the table.
right,
Right,
48-hour waiver
It's
is
passed.
on the table.
okay.
okay.
To proceed on that vote.
Not the resolution, it's the
Correct.
48-hour waiver,
Just the waiver.
right.
Yeah.
Just to
Which
put
is,
it on the.
which is what I was commenting on, the waiver only. I wasn't talking about the resolution.
Okay, thank you. Should we do a roll call vote so we're clear on what everybody wants to do here?
I would like a roll call, please.
Roll call vote and we're voting on the 48-hour waiver, not the resolution, the 48-hour waiver, just so everybody understands.
Okay. Councilmember Habercorn,
Opposed?
Councilmember Dill,
Yes.
Councilmember DePamphlis,
Yes.
Councilmember McGuigan,
Yes.
Councilmember Owen,
Yes, on the waiver.
Council President Johnston.
Yes.
Thank you for allowing me to speak. I appreciate that.
Okay, anyone have any communications to offer? Hearing none. Mr. Mayor?
Okay, I have a couple things here, and it could be communications. I've received an email, and I believe I forward this out to everybody, and it's always nice to get an email from someone who's actually happy, because they're hard to come by anymore. But it says, "Hello, Dennis. After staying at the city marina, I felt compelled to send you and your town council a note. The wife and I were thrilled and surprised to visit your town via the boat dock. If the docks were not there, we would have spent money at a breakfast place at if the docks were not there, we would not have spent money at the breakfast place at New York and Shore Road, CJ's as we know. Additionally, we spent money at Gregory's and Charlie's. Many towns are missing out from the overnight boaters that wish to explore the town and spend money. In Florida, Fort Lauderdale, they sold their city marina out to a private operator, and they doubled the price and implemented a high minimum boat size. The net result was horrible for any boater that was not a large vessel. Cities should have all boaters, small and large, but that's another story. Your lifeguards were very friendly and acted very well as ambassadors to your beach. And obviously, the slips need a little more depth, but we can get that done when the funds are available. We'll be back again. Thanks for being an attractive and free boating marina. In this, he says, you outshine a couple other municipalities I'm not going to name, but I wish you continued success. And it's a guy named John Weinrich, which it was very nice to have something like that, because I don't get them too often. So
That's for sure.
that was number one. Number two, when I first became mayor, wanted to tackle the shopping cart crisis, as I put it. So I'm on the phone with our code enforcement officer, Don Dunleavy, sometimes twice a day. Hey, I see a cart here, I see that there, all that. So, and right away, Don's on it. He calls up, it's ShopRite, Acme, whoever it is, they got 3 days to pick it up. If not, we confiscate that. So in the last email that Don got from ShopRite, the manager said, listen, sorry about this, we're going to come, we're going to pick it up, but we're excited to say we're going to start something called Gatekeeper. They're going to revamp their shopping carts at ShopRite. And basically what this does is twofold, and if I understand it correctly, there's a mechanism that goes on the cart. As someone takes the cart and goes in, they will know whether or not that person went through the checkout or if they're just stealing. As they exit the building, an alarm goes off on the cart. Then that way, they can check and see whether or not they really paid. Also, there'll be a perimeter in the parking lot. Outside the parking lot, the wheels lock up. They're not going to be able to take the shopping carts home with them. So I think that's a big step. And seeing how that works out, seeing if that's successful, maybe that's something that we might want to look at as far as an ordinance, making it mandatory in town. So that was something else I had. Lastly, we had National Night Out. And this last Tuesday, it was a good turnout considering it was very windy and we thought that it was going to rain and it wasn't going to rain. But I just want to take a moment and I want to thank the people that helped put this on, which of course is our Chief Bobby Summers, Captain Jack Cemento, Lieutenant Jim Shields, Sergeant Nick Wagner, Sergeant Robert Gray, Patrolman Ryan Shook, Keith Moore, Ryan Zagowski, I probably messed that up, Patrolman Chu, and our K-9 officer, Mark McElwee. And I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you, these two ladies are the ones that put it on. They're the ones that make the calls, get all the vendors down there, Kate McKenzie and Amanda Forshaw. The mayor and city council want to thank you all for that. And also, what I do want to add here is that the Rotary Club of Summers Point gave us a donation of school supplies as well as the Wyatt Hopkins Foundation. Thank you very much. And we'll be collecting school supplies up until August 19th. And you can drop them off right here at City Hall. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Good? Mr. Frost?
One thing, one point of clarification, on resolution, 203 of 24, it's a change order. There are 6 references to the amount in the change order. 5 of them are correct, but the title is incorrect. It says $141,121.90. It actually should be $149,121.90, as per the rest of the context of the resolution and stuff. Just want to make sure that was corrected.
Mr. Frost, that was 149?
Yeah, 149, 121.
Thank you.
90 cents.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Snyder?
Yes, the capital road jobs, many of the grants we received from the DOT, the design is almost complete, and we should be going out to bid shortly at the end of the month and receiving bids in September. Also, I want to mention, the city has received a lot of complaints about Shore Road coming off of Route 52 with the potholes. I spoke to the mayor, and the mayor was kind enough to write a letter to Doug DeMayo, the county engineer. Mayor, I'll just read the mayor's letter. The governing body in the city of Summers Point is increasingly concerned about the condition of Shore Road with the numerous potholes as you enter Summers Point from Ocean City, specifically along Shore Road. The city is requesting that the potholes be filled in the short term. However, the city would like to see a more permanent solution be implemented for this issue to be resolved. Mr. DeMayo did respond that they are working on a plan to provide for their contractor, Airwhack, for an estimate, that they have some money left in their contract, and they're looking to go from the edge of Route 52 to Annie Avenue, but that the cost will be the final determining factor in how far they can take it. They said that, Mr. DeMayo said he had a couple issues that required change order of the contract, such as the decorative crosswalks, a detour using the state highway, which requires a highway occupancy permit, and the work will have to take place at night. He's concerned about how long it takes to get a permit from the DOT for the traffic. He said last fall it took 6 months to acquire the permit. I've seen, after his response, I did reply to him also that Summers Point, I do have a pretty good relationship with the New Jersey Department of Transportation Government and Community Relations Office, and that if we needed to, we could push for them to try to fast-track a permit. This state was, dragging their feet. But the county is aware of the issue, and we're hopeful to get it resolved. They did do more patching the potholes, but we're staying on top of it.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone have any committee reports to offer?
Madam President,
Yes, Mr. Allen.
the Arts Commission this coming Sunday, they're going to have poetry in the park starting at 6 p.m. Looks like the weather will be cooperative. On a positive note, compared to all this rain we've had this past week. On a sad note, our president's going to be stepping down. He's going to be moving. Dan
Right.
Myers, that's
That's
he's
a big loss.
done a lot for the Arts Commission, and I think he'd give him a round of kudos for what he's done. So, but I'm sure somebody within the committee will step up and rise to the occasion as president.
Thank you. Any other committee reports? Yeah. Okay. Could I have a motion to approve the regular minutes from July 11th, 2024 meeting and executive session meetings of the same date as to content only? Could I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion. Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The minutes are approved. We have a proclamation.
Got a couple of them.
Okay,
I'm on a roll.
there you go.
So I have a couple proclamations. One is for Cohen Cook. Cohen Cook, outstanding athlete at Mainland. We had planned on bringing him in, but his college career called him to New Hampshire. So a couple Saturdays ago, I was able to get the proclamation and was actually able to present it to him. And him and his family were very pleased, but I would like to read it into the record, if that's okay, which I'm sure it is. Thanks.
Yes, it is.
Proclamation number 8 of 2024, congratulating Cohen Cook on his outstanding high school athletic career. Whereas Cohen Cook was born and raised in Summers Point and attended Summers Point schools, and whereas he graduated from Mainland High School in June of this year, and whereas Cohen was a member of the State Group 4 championship Mustang football team as a running back and linebacker, scoring 16 touchdowns and making 99 tackles, where he helped lead the Mainland Regional High School Mustang boys basketball team to their first sectional title in over 40 years, while becoming the program's all-star leading scorer, finishing with 1,838 points. And whereas Cohen was recognized as the best basketball guard in South Jersey, receiving the Tony Karachi Award from the Albert Carino Boys Basketball Club of Southern New Jersey. Whereas Cohen batted triple threes and excelled on the mound with a 0.89 ERA for the Mustang baseball team, which won the Cape Atlantic League title. Whereas Cohen was named the Press of Atlantic City's Male Athlete of the Year for 2 consecutive years, 2022 and 23, and 2023-24. Whereas Cohen will continue his athletic and academic career as a football player and student at New Hampshire University this fall. Now therefore, I, Dennis Tapp, Mayor of the City of Summers Point, wish to congratulate Cohen Cook on his dedication, hard work, and talent that led to his many achievements during his high school athletic career, and to thank him for being a positive role model and an inspiration to many of the young student athletes of our community. Therefore, I dig proclaim July 27th, 2024 as Cohen Cook Day in the City of Summers Point.
Very nice.
Thank you. He was very appreciative, and it was very well-deserved. And then I also have another proclamation. Is there any comments? Hearing none. I have a proclamation number 9, appointing a planning board member. Whereas due to the resignation of David Sharp, I, Mayor Dennis Tapp, hereby move Gerald Max Slusher to fill the vacancy with the term expiring December 31st, 2025. And where I, Mayor Dennis Tapp, hereby moves Vince Lombardi to fill the alternate 1 vacancy with term expiring December 31st, 2024. And where I, Mayor Dennis Tapp, hereby appoints John O'Connor to fill the alternate 2 vacancy with the term expiring December 31st, 2024. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Moving on to ordinance number 19, please.
Ordinance number 19 of 2024, an ordinance amending Chapter 114, Article 27, Section 114-201, establishment of fees and escrows of the Code of the City of Summers Point to include zoning permit fees.
May I have a motion, please? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, may I have a motion, please, to open for public comment on ordinance number 19?
I'll make that motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're now open for public comment on ordinance number 19 only. Could I have a motion to close?
Motion to close public portion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're now closed for public comment. Could I have a motion for ordinance number 19, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ordinance number 19 is adopted. Moving on to resolutions, could I have a motion to open for public comment on resolutions only?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? We're now open for public comment on resolutions only.
Patricia Pearson, 587 Marks Road, Summers Point. What is resolution number 185?
The National Opioid Settlement?
Yeah, could you explain it? I don't know what it, I mean, I know what a settlement is, but what are we getting or what is it?
Jason, you want to explain it?
Based off this settlement, we get money from different pharmaceutical companies that comes in. This 159
Right.
allows us to accept that money because it's not money that we initially anticipated in our budget for the year.
Okay, and is there any way anybody can see a record of that money or anything? How does it, you find it in the budget or where does it go?
Right now, it just goes into an account because we don't really have guidance on how we're supposed to use the money.
Okay. What's the corrective action plan on 188?
Corrective action plan refers to basically a way that we're supposed to correct something that the auditors noted in their audit.
Okay, with the audit?
Okay.
All right, hold on a second. Ambulance service. Yeah. Okay, there's a couple that I want to go over, and I don't mean to take up your time. The one where you're going to, the paddle club. Okay, so you're going to have a resolution expressing your support of the paddle club, okay? Is that what that is? It would be 193.
That's for their club license, yes.
Yes.
In support of
Okay,
their
now,
club
I
license.
just wanted to inform you that, I don't know if this is my job or not, but I want you to know about it. There is a restaurant, there is a bar owners association in Summers Point. And I think Walter Gregory is the head of it, I think, but I know that Dermot, they all belong. And I don't think I think they have a difference with this. So I was wondering if before you approve it, you talk to them or ask them, or have you investigated it with them?
We definitely did hear their comments on it when we approved this in the redevelopment agreement.
Say it again?
We definitely did hear their comments on it when we approved this, when the redevelopment agreement was signed.
So in other words, the bar owners gave you comments, and you have it down? Is that what you're saying? And then you put this up to, like, vote on it one way or the other? Am I
It's
understanding?
already in the redevelopment agreement that we agreed to. This is,
Oh, it was part of that. Does everybody here know that, and have they all discussed it with the bar owners? That's all I want to know about that one. So I'm just putting that out to you. Maybe you want to approve that, or maybe you want to think about it. I don't know, but I know that there's thoughts on this. So I think before we go, whatever.
We're contractually bound to support it.
it's already in the agreement.
We have a contract with the developer, so can't breach our contract, really.
So you have a contract, and you have to be support,
And it says we will support their actions.
despite what the bar owners think or that association thinks, or all I want to know is, have you had that communication?
I don't go out and talk to everyone about everything. I don't know who you talk to, but the redevelopment.
start with Walter Gregory and go from there, okay?
I can see Walter all the time.
Okay, all right, well, that's that one now. Okay, South Jersey Yachts is good, that's good. I'm sorry I'm taking long because there's a lot of these, authorize an executive session about the beach concerts. You're gonna tell us before or after what's going on with that?
I can't discuss it before. It's for executive session.
Executive session, if action is taken, act is taken, what occurs in executive session stays in executive session.
Okay, so the public's not gonna know anything, you're just bringing this up and deciding whatever you're gonna decide and let us all know later, is that it? I mean, we don't really, like,
It'll
I'm not being
be when
argumentative.
we
but
come
this
back
whole
out of
thing, Nobody
executive-
knows what's going on, nobody.
If we take any action when we come out of executive session, we will be discussing it in public. if
Will you be
there's something.
having the action tonight or another time?
There's nothing
We don't know that.
There's nothing else listed on the agenda that suggests action will be taken at this point.
Okay, all right, I hear you. All right, let's see. Somebody asked me a question about, called me up today and asked me about, do you have one in here about the sewer pumping station? Is there something in here on one of these?
That would be 203.
Say what?
203.
203, okay. Can you, for whoever called me, can you explain it?
Sure. There was a change order.
We moved up.
There's a change order that we need to approve because the NJDOT is dictating that we have to change the scope of the work that we have to do on the roof.
Okay, and is it the one by the beach or the other one?
Not by the beach.
Okay, because I think they thought it was the one by the beach, okay. And the body cameras and the radios are absolutely needed for the police department, and they deserve
It's
it? You
already in
want
the,
them to
they're
have it?
already in the budget, correct?
Yeah, they're in the capital budget.
They're already in the budget.
They're already in the budget?
But as far as their need is concerned, my understanding is that they're, I was on council probably 10 years ago when we first purchased them, and some of them are starting to be, depreciate in their ability to perform, so we're replacing them.
Okay. Thank you for talking to me. Next time I'll be better organized. Too many things on the list
We
tonight.
agree.
A highlighter would do well.
Different color.
Very close.
Motion to close.
So moved.
Can I have a second, please?
Second. No, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Someone keeps hitting.
Okay, we're now closed for public comment.
Tough night.
It's not that. Apparently, someone keeps hitting the alarm button.
Oh, is it me?
Should be near the judge.
Right here, isn't it?
That's why he keeps coming in.
That's why he keeps looking in.
Yeah.
Just so happened to be my son, so he messaged me.
I don't know.
I was wondering why he was,
I don't see
I
how
thought
I
he
could be.
kept coming in. I thought he was afraid of Vince.
Yeah. I thought there was something moving around.
Okay.
Is there another one over there?
No, that's it. That's the.
That's it.
It must be me. I'll be
That's when you hit that and I dive behind you.
There you go.
careful. I'm chief. Sorry about that, okay.
All right.
Okay, where are we at? Okay, resolution number 182, please.
Resolution number 182 of 2024, taxes canceled and refunded, Block 1941, Lot 5.02, qualifier C0076.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 182 is adopted. Number 183.
Resolution number 183 of 2024, governing body certification of the annual audit.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any comments? I just want to comment that we had another very successful audit this year, and there were some minor things that needed to be changed, and they've already been corrected. So staff is doing a great job on that. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 183 is approved. Number 184.
Resolution number 184 of 2024, a resolution authorizing the issuance of bond anticipation notes by the City of Summers Point in the County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey, in connection with the rollover of an existing $4,140,000 bond anticipation note and borrowing of additional funds in the amount of $4,560,000 to pay the costs of various capital improvements and water sewer utility improvements, and making certain additional determinations in connection therewith.
May I have a motion, please? Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? May I have a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember McWiggin.
Yes.
Councilmember Owen.
Yes.
Councilmember Habercorn.
Yes.
Councilmember DePamphlis.
Yes.
Councilmember Dill.
Yes.
Council President Johnston.
Yes. Resolution number 184 is adopted. Number 185.
Resolution number 185 of 2024, Chapter 159 Resolution, National Opioid Settlement.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 185 is adopted. Number 186, please.
Resolution number 186 of 2024, Chapter 159 Resolution, NJDOT Safe Routes to School Program.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 186 is adopted. Number 187.
Resolution number 187 of 2024, resolution establishing salaries for non-contractual employees of the City of Summers Point for 2024.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 187 is adopted. Number 188.
Resolution number 188 of 2024, a resolution accepting a corrective action plan.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 188 is adopted. Number 189.
Resolution number 189 of 2024, authorizing executive session, advice of counsel and attorney-client privileged communication regarding the contractual negotiations for ambulance services.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 189 is adopted. Number 190.
Resolution number 190 of 2024, authorizing executive session, advice of counsel and attorney-client privileged communication regarding the status of litigation involving the city's planning board entitled GMH Restaurant versus Planning Board of the City of Summers Point Waterfront Holdings LLC, having a docket number of ATL-L-811-23.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 190 is adopted. Resolution number 191.
Resolution number 191 of 2024, authorizing executive session, advice of counsel and attorney-client privileged communication regarding the status of litigation involving the city entitled GMH Restaurant Holdings LLC versus the City of Summers Point and Power Sports Holdings LLC, having a docket number of ATL-C-16-24.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor? Can I
Aye.
have a majority vote here? Any opposed? Resolution number 191 is adopted. Resolution number 192,
Resolution number 192 of 2024, authorizing executive session, advice of counsel and attorney-client privilege communication regarding the city's contractual obligations with Sunset Avenue Development LLC.
may I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 192 is adopted. Resolution number 193,
Resolution number 193 of 2024, a resolution expressing support for issuance to SP Paddle Club, an NJ nonprofit corporation, a waiver of requirements of NJAC 13-2-8.3 and 8.4 by the Director of the Division of Alcoholic Beverage Control.
may I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any comments?
Madam President,
Yes.
this paddle club has been discussed over the last, 2 years or year and a half. I look forward to it being built. I look forward to a new luxury or a new asset to the community that our citizens will have an opportunity to enjoy. It is not necessarily the same thing as going to some of our other restaurants and taverns. It's a different type of business, and it's a unique business, and we're going to be lucky to have it. And like I always say, a rising tide lifts all boats. So, thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 193 is adopted. Number 194,
Resolution number 194 of 2024, authorizing advertisement of RFP for vehicle exhaust removal systems for the 2 fire companies in Summers Point.
may I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any comments?
Yeah, Council President, this is something that was in the capital for this and approved this year, and it's basically a safety concern that was brought to our fire department. This will help take the exhaust when the vehicles are idling in the firehouses, waiting to respond to a fire, so that they can breathe safely with this exhaust system. Thank you.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 194 is adopted. Number 195,
Resolution number 195 of 2024, resolution authorizing execution of a limited easement over a portion of Lot 11 in Block 1716 in compliance with the New Jersey Local Lands and Buildings Law.
may I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 195 is adopted. Number 196,
Resolution number 196 of 2024, resolution releasing the performance guarantee for South Jersey Yachts.
may I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any comments? This is another project that we should be proud to have in Summers Point. This is a beautiful building that they built on our Bay Avenue. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 196 is adopted. Number 197,
Resolution number 197 of 2024, authorizing executive session, advice of counsel and attorney-client privilege communication regarding the city's contractual obligations and operational issues with the Beach Concert Series.
may I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 197 is adopted. Number 198, please.
Resolution number 198 of 2024, resolution of the City Council of the City of Summers Point authorizing payment of the Length of Service Award Program on behalf of qualified volunteer firefighters for the year 2024.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Any comments?
I think it's a great thing for Summers Point to have so many people that are committed to do this work and as volunteer. I mean, we are so fortunate to have so many committed.
Yes, we are.
I couldn't agree anymore, Charles.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Could everyone please speak into their microphone so the clerk can hear your vote, please? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 198 is adopted.
Guys woke me up.
It's about, that's what I had to do.
So,
Resolution number 199, please.
We're going to hold that one.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, okay. Number 200.
Resolution number 200 of 2024, amending the authorization of purchase of public administration software through the Sourcewell, formerly NJPA, National Purchasing Program contract from Brightly Software, contract number 090320-SDI for the Summers Point Sewer Department.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 200 is adopted. Number 201.
Resolution number 201 of 2024, authorizing purchase on state contract for new body-worn cameras for the Summers Point Police Department.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 201 is adopted. Number 202.
Resolution number 202 of 2024, authorizing purchase on state contract for radio system repair for the Summers Point Police Department.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 202 is adopted. Number 203.
Resolution number 203 of 2024, a resolution of the City of Summers Point authorizing change order number 1 to increase the cost of resolution number 83 of 2024 in the amount of $149,121.90 and authorizing Mayor Dennis Tapp to execute said change order.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution number 203 is adopted. Number 204, please.
Resolution number 204 of 2024, resolution authorizing a payment in lieu of taxes.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed?
Resolution number 204 is adopted. Okay, I think we're done. Resolutions.
A lot of resolutions.
Yeah. Just so everybody knows, we will be going into executive session after all of the other business is done. There may be some action taken after. If you want to hang around in the lobby, you're more than welcome. But let's move on to old business. Mr. Smith, did you want to?
Yes, if I may, I handed out to everyone a template I need to summarize and analyze our five-year tax abatement ordinance. You will recall that we discussed an issue previously relative to the property that was constructed on Second and New Jersey, and then it's my understanding that the individuals who built that home submit their application to the assessor. The assessor's supposed to then do a workup, submit it to the business administrator, who's going to distribute it to city attorney, the planner, and the CFO, just to make sure one of the considerations on all these is, does it affect the budget? And I'm not talking just about the residential, I'm talking about the commercial applications. Agreements are needed for the commercial 5-year tax abatements, and there seems to be a lapse in some of the language, so relative to whether also on an improvement as opposed to just new construction, but as I indicated, I think the ordinance, if it's going to be continued, needs to be cleaned up a little bit, worded so that everyone understands exactly what the process is going to be. And then, once an application is submitted on the residential, the way our ordinance is written is only for improvements are people supposed to come back and within 30 days refile the application. The intent of everything is so, under the statute that affords us the opportunity to enact such an ordinance, that they're going to come back and, for both the new construction and the new improvements that would take place on residential, and what the individuals, Mr. Greco, who has submitted an application, they did not file anything in the beginning as a preliminary, but that doesn't appear to have been something that we were seeing here anyway, and they did submit it after the construction was done within 30 days, seeking an exemption, and I've listed how the exemption works. And it's a little unclear to me, and I didn't have time to talk to our new assessor, who is a lot more familiar with this than I was until I started reading this, because she's the one who pointed out to me some of the issues with this. But the bottom line is everything's supposed to be cleared through council, and this was not being done. So my recommendation is that I'm going to be speaking to the assessor so that she and I are on the same page, so that if any applications occur prior to the year end, and if there's going to be any subsequent enactment of this ordinance, that we're on the same page. Council's apprised, as Mr. Dillon indicated, he thought it was a better idea that everything come before council, and I would agree with that any approvals of these type of reductions occur through council, so that you understand what the tax consequences are, what you understand what the people are doing with the properties also. And as I indicated, again, this is all discretionary, so I just wanted to go back over this, because there is some language where it appears to look as if a residential property isn't required to do a preliminary application. And I spent a lot of time going over this. But the problem is the way this ordinance is written, it keeps referring back to different sections. Instead of just doing a streamlined, if we're going to enact the ordinance, this is the Tom Smith template from Spielberg. So it would be a lot easier than having to go through this and read that you're referring back to 228-16A-3, which really is the same thing as 228-16A. They both afford the same type of, so there's some redundancy, there's some
Thank you, sir.
language that can cause confusion for the general public, and apparently cause confusion for our,
Thank you.
for our assessor's office in
Appreciate that.
connection with their application. So, anyone wants to ask any questions, you can ask them now, you can call, after you review this.
Is this something that we should have a committee looking at to see if we want to continue, or if we want to not
I don't even
continue,
know
or
if we need a committee for it, if you want to just
have everybody review it?
And have a discussion on it.
Okay.
You don't have to take any action, and it'll die a death of its own at the end of the year. And anything that, just let me point this out, anything that's already been acted by year end,
So the only reason we would need to take action is if we want to continue with the ordinance. Otherwise,
Right.
it'll just
Right.
die at
You
the end
need
of the
to-
year.
Well, you'll probably, I don't know whether we'll get any other,
Well, I mean,
any
as
other
far as the ordinance,
applications. I mean,
right.
I'm aware of I'm aware of a proposal to build and sell a property in town by a realtor where the advertising did, advertising is coming with tax abatement. And hence, that's the issue with the informality that it was occurring at times. Realtors just figured it was a rubber-stamped operation. So,
And that was for a new built structure?
Yes.
not even built, so
Oh.
I don't even think even if this dies on the vine, so to speak, sunset provision on this, that property is never going to be entitled to a 5-year abatement. If you don't approve. I mean, they're still going to make their application, which nothing preliminary is filed either.
God bless.
God bless you.
Bless you.
Mr. Smith, for clarification, this current abatement program, okay, if this council decides at some point in time to renew it, you're not recommending it stay the same way as it is now. You're recommending that we redo the entire ordinance, am I correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I have a headache reading this.
Yeah, just,
I'm gonna do it.
That you can get from any of them,
It's
so.
just for clarification, if we decide to do it, it should be rewritten.
Yeah, I think one of the problems was, I think that the assessor, as he read it, and his predecessor and title as she read it, thought they were in compliance.
Right.
And they weren't,
Right.
because, as you pointed out, you wanted to, you thought it was appropriate for these applications to come to this body, and your suggestion complies with what the ordinance sets forth.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions on this for Mr. Smith? I guess everybody just look it over and we'll,
I think we ought to have,
No, I
ought to have
very
Tom
well versed in
look
that.
at it and fix it and give us a recommendation.
right.
You've got the.
Well, I think that's what this is.
you've got the
That's what this is.
Yeah.
framework.
That is that.
Break it down a little differently, and
I don't think we should have, until this council decides whether they want to renew it or not,
Right.
we shouldn't have our attorney draft a new ordinance until we decide we're going to extend it.
Right.
those
Okay.
words already done, Councilman Campbell, so, thank you.
Okay. So we'll discuss it again at the next meeting after everyone has time to look it over and
Sure.
ask any questions that you might have. Okay, wanted to talk about a special planning board meeting that's scheduled for August 22nd regarding the master plan reexamination. We have to redo our master plan this year. It has to be done every 10 years. This is the first formal step. This meeting will be a combination of the planning board with the zoning and city council in attendance, and it is open to the public. It's August 22nd. Do we know what time that is?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, 7 PM. It'll be here in council chambers. Basically, this is the first initial meeting that'll explain the process and how we move forward with getting this done. There'll be other public meetings, probably in October will be the next one, and maybe another one after that as well.
Yep.
So I wanted to make everyone aware of that August 22nd meeting at 7 PM. And we'd appreciate input on the master plan if anybody has ideas. And the steering committee's worked hard on a list so far, and we need to tweak that and get everybody's input, so. Any other old business to discuss? Hearing none. New business. I need approval for a New Jersey State Firefighters application for membership for Gabrielle Riggins. Everyone's a yes for that?
Yeah, it's always good to get new membership in our fire department.
We always
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
appreciate our volunteers.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Discussion of the bills?
Sure. This evening, we have two record of payments, one in the amount of $4,772.50. The other one in the amount of $11,587.05. And finally, we have our bill list, total of $4,373,158.42.
May I have a motion to open for public comment, please?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're now open for public comment. If you wish to speak, please step up to the microphone and state your name for the record.
Patricia Pearson, 587 Marks Road. I'd like you to send a letter or get together with that the mayor Brigantine just said. I'd like us to agree with him about the windmills. We don't want them, we don't need them. And if Denny Levinson wants all the towns to send a letter or have their opinions, and then he's going to collectively do it for the county, I think that we should take him up on that. And that's what I'd like to say about that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, sure, sweet.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tracy Greco, and my address is 800 2nd Street. And here with me tonight is my husband, Tony, and our daughter, Olivia. We have built a beautiful new home at 800 2nd Street. Our dream of owning a summer home at the Jersey Shore has come true. We are excited that we chose Summers Point. We look forward to creating memories with our family and leaving our legacy behind for our children, grandchildren, and generations to come. I would like to tell you just a little bit about our family. We are an average blue-collar working family. My husband Tony's a carpenter. I'm a full-time support provider for our daughter Olivia, who has autism. Our son Anthony Jr. works for Lower Moreland Public Works Department in Pennsylvania. Our oldest daughter, Barbara, is a public school teacher for Abington School District, and our middle daughter, Juliana, is a police officer for Central Bucks Regional Police Department. We have spent most of our savings to build our dream summer home in Summers Point. We appear in front of you tonight because we have submitted our application for a 5-year tax exemption on May 28th, 2024, and we are humbly asking for its approval. In 2014, when Resolution 186 was adopted by a unanimous vote of City Council members that were present, the City Council designated the entire city as an area in need of rehabilitation. The mayor and City Council believed the enactment of this ordinance authorizing certain short-term tax exemptions and abatements will promote growth and redevelopment opportunities, which will ensure to the long-term benefit of Summers Point, while affording taxpayers with short-term benefits as authorized pursuant to the Act. Ordinance 15-2015 was adopted. The ordinance was then readopted in 2019, and when it was readopted, most of you were here to vote yes, and obviously believed in the ordinance was still benefiting Summers Point, and it is set to expire December of 2024. We feel as though we have met all the criteria needed for the approval of this 5-year tax exemption. My husband has built our home for our family on what once was an open, vacant lot that was overgrown with trees and vegetation. Our new home will improve property values in our neighborhood at Summers Point. We also have upgraded the landscape with hydrangea bushes and a crepe myrtle. We are planning on more landscaping upgrades in the near future. We have received numerous compliments from our neighbors stating how beautiful our home is and how happy they are to see such wonderful improvements happening in our Summers Point community. The properties located at 800 and 802 2nd Street were once registered with the city as one tax parcel for years, paying only one tax bill. Now the properties are two separate tax parcels, which benefits the city of Summers Point in the years to come and beyond. Please consider our application and approve our request. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. I am here again this month. I was here last month. I brought to the attention of
Could you
everyone about
state your name for the
Barbara
record, please?
Merrifield, 1 Holly Hills Drive,
Thank-
sorry.
That's okay.
I spoke to Mr. Frost several times after the last meeting, and he kept telling me he was going to get back to me. I'm still waiting. So I decided to show up this month again and find out what you guys are going to do. Because it is absolutely ridiculous that you're giving me a bill telling me I owe an extra $192 or $193 on my sewer bill, but don't know when it's from. That's crazy. Okay? So I've asked several times. I've asked for many months now. I have not been told when or where it's from. So I expect it to be dismissed within the next 2 weeks because this is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing, back in 2018, I found out you guys have been double charging me on my sewer bill for 21 years. Ridiculous, right? I have a corner property right on the golf course. Where does it say I have 2 sewers? Absolutely nowhere. So I brought it to Wes's attention. I have a letter from you guys stating that, please be advised that City Council approved my recommendation to reduce the number of sewer charges from 2 to 1 for 2018 for 1 Holly Hills Drive. So this was done on May 21st. I'm still waiting to be paid back my money for 21 years. I said this to Mr. Frost. He says, oh, they're under the impression they don't owe you anything. That is the funniest thing I have heard all week. Come on, what is the problem here? I have done so much volunteering in this town when I was able to. I ran stands, I ran boards. That's why I know Wes, Dennis, Sean, all these guys, because they were doing football while I was running the stand and on the Sharks, okay? I've worked so much in the schools volunteering, and you guys think because I'm disabled, now you're gonna screw with me? I want my money. I expect my money within the next 2 weeks, or I'm gonna have to get an attorney. I don't wanna have to do that. I've been in this town for 30-some years now, okay? Again, I have done so much to help so many people, okay? I help kids in need still today, okay? So this is absolutely ridiculous that you people want to mess with me when I have epilepsy. Do you know how stressed out you have me? I had 3 seizures on Friday and Saturday. I haven't had one for 15 weeks, but you people have me stressed out to no end. That's not fair to me, okay? Absolutely not fair to me. Am I being a bitch tonight? I probably am, and I don't really care. Because again, I've done too much to help this city, and I am tired of you guys taking advantage of me. I want my money. So I expect it within the next 2 weeks, or I'm gonna have to get an attorney, and again, I don't wanna have to do that. But I guess that's the way you wanna treat me, right? Anybody have a problem with what I said, that I'm wrong with anything I said? No, I didn't think so.
I would suggest no comment because we just had a threat of litigation, it sounds to me.
Took the words out of my mouth, Mr. Smith.
Well, good. Good, because I'll remember that, okay? I will remember that. I have done too much for this effing town to be treated like this. Yeah, I'm gonna sit here and listen to what else you have to say.
Council President, it's standard policy when
Yes.
the board is threatened with any type of litigation that we do not comment on it. I would have been willing to comment on it until that statement was made.
Yeah,
And
well,
at this
that's
point,
why
I
I'm
won't.
still waiting for Jason to get back to me after 2 different times.
Thank you.
Oh, I'll get back to you tomorrow. I'll get back to
Okay,
you
thank you.
tomorrow. I'm still waiting.
Okay, motion to close?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're now closed for public comment.
Just so you know.
I'm sorry,
No.
we're closed for
Point of
public
order.
comment. I'm sorry, we're closed for
Point of
public
order.
comment. I'm sorry, we're closed for public
Yeah.
comment. Thank you.
I'm not gonna shut up, okay?
Well, we're gonna have you removed.
I'm moving now, okay?
Okay, thank you.
guys all know
Thank
will
you.
be paying all
Bye-bye.
that.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, kiss my butt.
It's nice of you. Such a lady.
Okay.
Madam President,
Yes,
just
Mr.
a-
McGuigan.
the matter relative to 800 Second Street, which we held a discussion on, I don't know whether it was last meeting or 2 meetings ago, and we voted to, it wasn't a unanimous vote, but it was voted to not grant that. Is there any relief to revisit that, or is that a dead matter in your opinion? Or a closed matter?
It technically wasn't a vote in consideration of it, because what needs to be done is it needs to be put on the agenda, and I wanted to see if there was any sort of work to put it on the agenda before.
And that's what the vote was.
So you can,
So-
No, the vote was, the discussion was, and a straw vote, whatever how you want to term
Yeah,
it,
it was a
was
straw
to
vote.
deny the.
well, whether or not they were in
the-
favor of
It
it.
wasn't,
If you're not in
Right.
favor of it, why would it go on the agenda?
Right, that's what it was, yeah.
So you can revisit that, yes, you may.
Do we want to take a straw vote as to whether or not we want to put it on the agenda?
I'm sorry, say that again, please.
Do you want to take a straw vote as to whether or not we want to put it on the agenda? I mean, we could do that again if it's necessary.
Up to council.
Okay.
Not for
We
nothing,
already
you're the one
voted on
who,
it.
you put the agenda
Yeah,
together.
it's-
Yeah, I
You
know.
can put it
Well,
on.
I- put
I
on the
think we
agenda.
already voted
Yeah.
on it. I don't see the need in putting it back on the agenda, but,
Perhaps you could have a discussion with, amongst yourselves. Don't violate the sunshine law, though. Just a little
let's see,
advice.
what two people do you want to talk to? All right, well,
Just for exercise, I'll draft a resolution and ask the Madam President to put it on the agenda.
well, I would like to know if council feels it should be on the agenda, otherwise, which we already did vote on it, but if anything's changed,
Maybe want to ruminate on it.
okay,
Yeah, I have mixed emotions about it.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, thank you. Could I have a motion to pay the bills, please?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Frost can pay the bills. Any further comments from the governing body? Hearing none. We will go into executive session. There could be a possibility of some action taken after. Again, if anyone wants to wait out in the hallway, they're more than welcome to. We'll take a 5-minute recess.